What's up, water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is your weekly reading. If you want a personal reading, that's linked in the description below. I'm just going to jump right into it and see what the cards have in store today. Ooh, okay. The Lovers at the bottom of the deck. We love to see it. The Lovers is always a sign. Oh, Jesus. The Lovers is always a sign that you're on the right path. First card that jumped out, normally I don't take jumpers, is the Death card. It's a card about transformation. It's not a card to be afraid of or anything like that. It's about change and embracing the change. Here's the thing. Here's where the Death card can really become a difficult card or a challenging card, is when you're resistant to the changes happening around you. There could be changes in career, changes in what you do for a living, changes in how you make your money, because the Nine of Pentacles came out at the bottom of the deck. I haven't shown you guys that, but there could be changes in some area of life that, like, you're used to doing this one thing, and now you might be doing things your own way, and that is an adjustment. So many people want to be like entrepreneurs and be their own bosses and stuff like that, but it's a transition from the 9 to 5 to like making up your own hours and doing your own thing. You have the Knight of Wands, which tells me that the best energy for you to be in regards to all these changes is in this passionate, I hate to repeat myself, but you want to embrace the change. But you want to embrace it with an energy of like doing and action. You want to be able to, like, I don't want to say work through the changes, because that's going to sound like mentally working through the changes. You want to find things that excite you in the midst of the changes, is what I want to say, especially with this Knight of Wands here. The Knight of Wands is always an energy of, like, first and foremost doing, but an energy of excitement and passion and energy. Like, you know, when you meet somebody and you're like, damn, they have high energy, like they're just go, go, go. That's the Knight of Wands to me. And so that coming out after the Death card, right behind the Death card, tells me you want to be taking action in the midst of the changes, and almost like transmuting the fear surrounding the changes by finding things that light you up. That's what I want to say. This is reminding me of, like, and I'm not saying anybody's gonna die, but I'm just trying to give you an example of the energy, right? Like, my family is very ridiculous, and whenever somebody passes away, yes, we're sad and all of that, but we also sit around and take it as like an opportunity to like laugh and enjoy each other and have fun with one another. It's that sort of energy. The Magician. 2 major arcana so far. You want not only how you approach these changes, but how you deal with them will determine how you come out of them, if that makes sense. So if you go into a situation, a transitional period in your life, always thinking the negative shit and always thinking like, woe is me, you're not going to come out of these changes internally growing from anything, if that makes sense. You really want to, and the Magician for me is always a card of like doing. Very, very much action oriented cards, between the Knight of Wands and the Magician card. But it's also like, whenever I think of the Magician, it's like, it's up to you, right? Because it's all about manifestation, the Magician. It's all about having the tools in your tool belt, which you already have, and just really harnessing those tools to make something good happen for yourself. But ultimately, it's like that saying of like, if you want a cake, something about a cake, right? So like, if you want a cake, I can't make you the cake, but you have the sugar, the flour, the eggs, the milk. You have all the ingredients, but you'll never have a cake if you don't actually take those ingredients, measure them out, put them all together, and actually do the thing, right? Anybody can go buy a cake, but if you want to create something for yourself, and that's what this is about, right? That's what the Magician is about. It's about having all the ingredients, but the Magician is more about taking the action to use those ingredients to your best interest. And that's what you're wanting to do. That's what you're really needing to do in the midst of possibly a tough transition in life, a change, a sudden ending of something possibly. I'm not saying even embracing the ending or anything like that. I'm saying take the ending as an opportunity to embrace something else and create something else for yourself, if that makes sense. But ultimately, it's up to you. How you grow through this situation is going to be based on how you use the tools in your tool belt, or if you even do use the tools in your tool belt. Does that make sense? Because you could sit there and have a situation, let's say with a boss that's being a prick to you, right? And you could sit there and fucking, and maybe you're leaving this job that you love just simply because of your boss, let's say, right? And you could sit there and really think to yourself like, this sucks. Why me? I wish I had a better boss, this and that. And all of those feelings are valid. All of those feelings are like, yeah, rightfully so. I get it. But then it's like, instead of getting stuck in that feeling, which, you know, and sometimes when the death card comes up, we can get stuck in the weeds of the changes and the endings and stuff like that, right? Instead of doing that, you're like, hey, I'm going to take this opportunity to learn something new or do something I've always wanted to do, right? I have this free time now. I left my job, or I got fired, let's say, or whatever. I have the time now. Now's the opportunity for me to like use the resources that I have, that I've been building for the last 5 years. I have a good nest egg in my bank account. Okay, so I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. All right, so I'm gonna take this time to like try to implement that and do that and have fun with that. And I promise you, if you embrace that energy, something's going to manifest for you that you've been wanting to manifest. Something is gonna happen for you. But the crux is that it's up to you. I'm going to give you another example just to drive the point home, water signs, because I really feel this reading and I really feel as if some of you guys need to understand the message. The whole way that I came into tarot, right? I was always interested in tarot. I'd been introduced to it in high school. I'd always had a tarot deck that I messed around with, but I never really like dove into the cards, and I always wanted to. It was always something that was in the back of my mind. I would always pull a deck out every once in a while, the deck that I had, and like I would always fuck around with it and then put it back. And that was it. And then maybe a couple months later, bring it back out. It wasn't something that I'm like, it's not where I'm at now. You know, a collector of tarot, a tarot enthusiast, somebody who reads for money. I wasn't anywhere near that. I had some sort of transition in life that was not so fun to deal with. It was essentially like a best friend breakup / like situationship ending thing, and a lot of hurt feelings, a lot of like resistance to the ending and all of that. And yes, I was depressed and feeling my feelings, but in the midst of it, I said, you know what? I have a lot more free time now that I'm not seeing this person every fucking day of my life. I might as well take up something I've always wanted to do, right? Take this energy and put it into something that's going to benefit me, or at the very least that I'm going to be really interested in, and see what happens. And so I put all of my energy, or mostly all of the energy that I had, into learning, actually really learning and nailing down the meanings of the cards. I started collecting, and I immediately fell in love, and it was something that I like really helped me through that time. This is the same energy. This is the same energy that I'm getting here. You could be experiencing some like growing pains or transition pains or something like that. Lean into the thing that you've always wanted to do, and take your resources and put them, not all of them, but put some of them, even if your resources are just your time and your energy, put that into doing something you've always wanted to do. Hiking, crocheting, something. I always say crocheting for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see what other cards come out. 3 more cards. Love that. There are certain things that might be difficult for you to walk away from with the 8 of Cups in reverse. There are certain emotions that may come up throughout this period of time. I think the best thing you can do is embrace those emotions. You have the 4 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is all about rest, relaxation, sometimes solitude, and just meditation and getting grounded. Let the emotions and whatever is going on, let the things come up. Let the emotions and the feelings come up. Let the fears come up. Play with those fears. Embrace the fears. Because we all have them, right? So I think doing that will serve you. And just remember, you have the Strength card. You may want, at this time, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, whatever water signs I'm actually talking to that are resonating with this reading, you may want to run. You may want to fold. You may want to kick and scream through these changes. The Strength card is all about taming the ego and getting down to, again, the emotions and the soul purpose. And when I say soul, I mean SOUL, purpose in all of this. What is the reason for this thing that could be happening in your life? These changes, they could be small, they could be big. What's the reason? What's the lesson here? And I'm not saying, again, I say these words very carefully because I never want to tell anybody to spiritually bypass a traumatic experience or their emotions. We should always be feeling our emotions. We should always be recognizing the dark side of our emotions, and even those emotions, embracing them. So do that. But I'm seeing that at the very least this week could be a very emotional week. Maybe certain fears coming up about changes in life, and you may want to just play with those feelings for a little bit and get grounded. That's going to be your saving grace, is getting grounded and resting and relaxing. This week, yes, it's all about doing, but doing over time. This week, you want to really meditate on how you're going to be doing, how you're going to be implementing. Because I feel like this week could be a catalyst. There could be some sort of event or something like that to a big change in your life. And the change is a beautiful one. The change is going to really open you up. It's going to make you freer. Again, some of you guys could be stepping into entrepreneurship. Whatever this is, just understand that the changes are beautiful. The changes are good. You don't want to resist them. You want to walk into them. Y'all ever watch Harry Potter? I don't know why I'm getting all of these like ideas in my head, but y'all ever watch Harry Potter and hear the story of the Deathly Hallows? Well, I'm gonna tell you quickly, and then I'm gonna pull some oracle cards. So the story of the Deathly Hallows, for those of you who don't know, is there's 3 brothers. They magically create a bridge to go over this body of water, and on the other side of the bridge is Death. And Death greets them and is pissed because he's like, bro, you just cheated me, because everybody drowns in this fucking water, which is why there's no bridge, but y'all created a bridge, and now I'm pissed because now I can't take you guys. So, but basically as a reward, I will give you guys 1 wish. So the first brother wishes for like a wand that gives him ultimate power, the Elder Wand. Second brother wishes to bring people back from the dead because his wife, fiance, whatever, his lover died. He wants to bring her back. Wish granted. Third brother is like, I just want an invisibility cloak, or I just want something. I want to be invisible to you so that you don't like come and fucking kill me before I'm ready. So Death takes a piece of his cloak, gives it to him, and it makes him invisible to Death. Blah, 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 blah. So the first brother, he brags about all the power that he has. He goes and kills somebody that he had a problem with. He brags about all this power, and what happens? He succumbs to his fucking ego because somebody kills him and takes the wand from him. He's dead. Second brother brings back his fiance from the dead, but because she doesn't belong here anymore, she isn't happy in this world anymore, and things don't work out, and the second brother ends up killing himself because things didn't work out the way that he wanted them to. I'm paraphrasing, clearly. Watch the fucking movie. The third brother, on the other hand, now the other 2, Death was able to easily take them, right? And like they were easily able to like succumb to this bullshit because they tried to cheat Death. They tried to like not embrace the change and ended up actually dying earlier than they should because they were their own worst enemy, basically. Third brother, he had the invisibility cloak. He ducked and dodged Death until homeboy was ready to die, right? Until he reached the ripe old age of, let's say, 90 or however old. And then at that point, he was like, you know what? My time has come. I'm going to pass this invisibility cloak onto my son, and I'm going to willingly walk into this change and greet Death as an old friend and we're both gonna fly off together as equals, right? Moral of the story is death in the tarot represents these transitions and these changes. Resistance is always only going to make your life worse. Be like the third brother. Don't be like the first two. Be like the third brother who embraces the changes when it's ready, when it's time. Yeah, death is scary, change is scary, transition is scary, right? But if you embrace the change, it makes your time a lot easier. And I'm going to shut the fuck up now and just pull an oracle card to end the reading. I'm using the Illuminated Earth Oracle. I think I got this deck on Etsy. And this is going to end the reading because I feel like I've just blabbered on and on. Resilience in reverse. You really want to tap into your ability to get through shit. Like I said, this going into these changes with the energy of what can I learn? What can I do? How can I make this the easiest transition for me? How can I embrace these changes? How can I actually transmute this somewhat murky energy into more positive energy? That's what creates, that's what resilience is. People who can take situations that might not be comfortable and embrace them, like I've been saying this entire fucking reading. Those are the people who have the most resilience, who can get through a lot of shit. So don't block that resilience. Listen to what I'm saying. I promise you'll be okay. Something beautiful will come out of this. I love you guys very much. I will see you guys in the next reading. Peace out.